Welcome to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am indeed really glad you're here. Welcome to live stream number 212 on September 22nd, 2025. First day of fall. Thank you, Hunter, for pointing that out in the comments early this evening, who was in the comment section even before we started. It is indeed the first day of fall, which means, what do they call that? The fall equinox, which means, I think in Latin or Greek, equal day and equal night. So I guess that also means from this point forward, the days will get shorter. And before you know it, it'll be daylight savings time. Or no, we're in daylight savings time. It'll be the end of daylight savings time. So I think that's early November. And then we'll get those days where it's dark by like 4:30 in the afternoon. But that's all right. It doesn't last long. It used to bother me a lot more than it does, but it really doesn't, because time keeps on, what's the word? Time keeps on, what's the lyrics? Into the future. Slipping. Time keeps on slipping. It does, though. Like, I didn't hate winter so much last year like I did previous years, and I think it's because time is just flying by. Winter is short. Summer, unfortunately, is short. Life is short, but I did not mind winter last year. Plus, we had the wood stove going last year, which I thought was fun. Now, I may get tired of that. I'm sure at some point I'll be like, I'm too old for this, but I enjoy it. I enjoy having the wood stove, the fireplace. That room where the fireplace is located or the wood stove is located is like, when we burn the wood stove, that room is like 80 degrees, like 10% humidity. You touch anything, you get shocked. So we have the humidifier running, and anyway, I do enjoy the fireplace. Anne loves the wood stove as well, and the only thing I don't love is that it doesn't burn steady through the entire night. We can pack it before bed, and that's if we go to bed like at 11 o'clock. We can pack it, and then at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., it's down to just embers, coals. And you throw a log on, you stir it up, throw a log in, it'll light up by itself. But still, it's chilly downstairs in the morning when that happens. But that's that's rough. That's how we do it here in the country. We deal with that. The second floor, though, of the house, the third floor, I'm in the third floor now. The heat works its way up. There is no heat needed, second and third floor. Although, if I do need it, this room has where is it? It's over, you can't see it. It's over there in the corner. There's a mini split in here, and that is a heat pump as well. So certainly we use the air conditioning in the summertime. In the wintertime, if you need a little extra heat, you could use that. But I don't think I've ever used that feature because, get this, that chimney right behind me, that's the one that the wood stove burns through. That's the chimney for the wood stove, and that thing puts off a nice radiant heat. So we get heat from that chimney, and it makes this room very comfortable, very comfortable. In fact, there are times, it seems wasteful, but there are times we have to open the windows on the third floor because the heat just comes up and it's so hot. But anyway, that's I don't know why I started off on that so quickly, but anyway, welcome tonight. If you're new to the channel, if this is your first live stream, we talk about the channel, we talk about life in the country. If it is your first time here, please say hi in the live chat, the highly interactive live chat, whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube. We're live right now on both platforms. So please say hi in that live chat so we can welcome you. Let us know how you found the channel. Was it YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram? It'll be nice one day if this can be more easily integrated with Instagram and TikTok, but right now it's clunky. I've gone live on Instagram a couple of times, a few times, but you have to enter an RTMP code or something, and you have to click live, go live here, then you have to go to Instagram and click go live there, and then it just, there's really not much of an audience on Instagram anyway, so I stopped doing that. But TikTok would be kind of neat if I could go live from here on TikTok. So, which by the way, TikTok, apparently it's staying for now. There's always these threats about TikTok is going to get shut down. It's staying for now. I have some content on TikTok coming up on 10,000 followers on TikTok, which is very hard to grow there, I've found. It just kind of, YouTube, the channel grows 20-30 subscribers per day, which is very nice. TikTok just stagnates, and I'll put out a video and it might get 1 follower. Although the PTO link video did really well on TikTok, hundreds of thousands of views, and several followers joined from that. So I guess it matters. You just have to put out some good content, and it'll work. But of course, my goal with TikTok is 10,000 followers, because then you qualify for monetization, like we have here on YouTube and Facebook. And maybe I could make 50 cents a month on TikTok. It's a goal. What can I say? Anyway, again, if you're new, we do this Monday evenings, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sometimes I have a guest. Sometimes it's just me and you chatting. That's what we'll be doing here tonight. We'll be looking at the live chat, looking at comments and questions. And by the way, if you do have a question, post it in the live chat in this format with the word question, followed by the question. And that helps it stand out for me and our other viewers. And then later on, before we wrap up here, we only do this for 1 hour on Monday evenings, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But before we wrap up, we will do the ever so popular sticker giveaway. And one random person this evening who's watching from YouTube or Facebook live will be chosen randomly to win the sticker giveaway. It's always a fun time. And while you're here, if you click that thumbs up, I appreciate that. Thanks so much. So we're going to turn to the comments here in just a moment and see what's going on with all of you. Again, I'm so thankful that you come here on Monday evenings and join me and join our friends in the live chat and talk about compact tractors and again, outdoor life in the country, that kind of stuff. Now, you may have noticed that I've had a little bit of a dry spell with putting out content. It's been over a week. So this is really nice to connect this way. And the reason for that, there are a couple of reasons for that. First of all, I did take a seasonal, I was going to say part-time, a seasonal job. So I am working during the day now, and that's just going to be for like another month or 2, and then I'm done. So that's taking up my time. A lot of people have full-time jobs and do this YouTube thing, and it's difficult. I did it for years and years, and it takes a lot of time. But anyway, I'm back to doing that now. I'm not looking for full-time work anywhere. I'm committed to this channel and to content creation. But I took this seasonal job for now, and that's taken up some time. The other thing, I'm doing some interior renovation to the farmhouse, and I've been working on tiling the bathroom floor. In fact, I'm rubbing my knee right now. I did the other day, maybe it was yesterday, I laid some tile, and I didn't use knee pads because it's just a little room. It's like 6 by 8, and I thought, well, this is, I'll bang this out without any problem. Everything takes longer than I think. When I went to paint, I painted the bathroom last week, and it's small. I thought, I'll just knock this out real quick. Painting always takes longer than what I estimate. It's just a tedious thing to do. So anyway, the tiling, I started the tiling yesterday, and I didn't put knee pads on or anything because I thought, this is not going to take long. Well, at the end of the day, my knees are talking. So today I did some more tiling. I got my knee pads from the barn that are all shredded because of doing some tile work years ago. And again, tedious. Like, I'm thinking, this is just, like, you look at it and you think, I could knock this out in probably 2 hours. Well, 2 days later, here I am. So it's a good thing I'm not doing this as a job, because I would underestimate and I would be kicking myself saying, why did you tell them only 4 hours work when it's taking you 16 hours? That's why I'm not a contractor or a builder. I just fix things around the house myself, and I'm thankful that I can do that. But yeah, I fixed up the drywall, doing all this kind of stuff, and it's not something I'd want to do for a career. I just wouldn't. I don't feel confident enough in my skills, even though I know I do decent work, but I wouldn't want to do it for somebody else. Does that make sense? I bet it does, because I think a lot of you feel the same way. Looking at the comments, I see our friend Chris from the Watershed Overlook. Chris commenting on the thumbnail for the video. And I just took a random picture. I actually took that picture today of the sheep. And I thought, I'll just use that as a background for the thumbnail. Funny thing, Chris, who always has a keen eye, the chubby sheep. Let me bring up that picture here. I happen to have it right here. So there's the thumbnail that I used for the video, and you can see the sheep there on the right hand side. And the funny thing is that picture was a vertical picture that I took with my phone today. So really the only thing that's real in this picture are the heads of the sheep and the hay and the right side of that hay rack. So basically behind this sheep's left shoulder, that's where the end of the frame was. So AI generated the body of the sheep, which is fatter than she is. I think that's Ermelinda there. So yeah, it's a little fat, but that's what AI generated. And then to the left of that, where you see the hay rack, it just looks like a pile of hay. Well, AI filled that in too. So, I mean, they're not skinny sheep, but they're not that fat. So that's kind of a funny thing. Let me go back here 1 second. As soon as I learn how. Yeah, so there's the full picture, and that is that's what the picture was on the phone. So if you imagine that the sheep, it got filled in on the other side. I can't go around the picture and point to the other side, but basically that was the original picture, and then AI filled in the rest through Photoshop, which is incredible. That's one of the useful features of AI. One of the many. I know there's concerns about AI, but it has some useful features, and I have to tell you, I use that feature all the time when I'll take a picture of something and I want to generate a thumbnail from it. And a lot of times I'll take a freeze frame from the video. Get rid of that. A lot of times I'll take a freeze frame from the video, like this video, for instance. Here I am in the middle of the screen, and perhaps I want to generate a thumbnail from this, but I want to be off to the side of the frame. So I'll shift the photo over so that I'm off to the side, but then this side, there's nothing there. So you can, through AI, you can generate, and it kind of figures out what it thinks it should be there, and it gives you 3 options. It's kind of neat. But like if I was outside standing in front of the forest and I shifted myself over and had to fill in that blank spot, AI would just put in some new trees. Technical stuff, I guess, right? I mean, technical as far as I'm going with it. There's so much you can do, but that's all I'm really doing with it. So it's kind of neat. Let's look at some comments. I see Bob and Dave, and of course Hunter we mentioned. It's good to see you all here tonight. I'm not going to scroll back to the beginning, so if you did ask a question, you can cut and paste it, and maybe it'll pop up again. Mark from Manisto Key, hope you're doing well. Tap That Sugar Shack is here. sticker winner. And Phil from Peterson Farms of Little Nashville. Was I late? I didn't think I was too late. I usually try to go live by 7:01 p.m. Give everybody a little bit of time. Linda, good to see you. Hey, I'll ask you again, who's going to the Equip Expo in Louisville, Kentucky, the end of October? What is it, the 21st, 22nd, somewhere around there? Who's going? Who am I going to bump into at the Equip Expo? I hope it's you. I hope you're there. I hope I see you. Did see some folks last year. My first time going last year. I really had a good time. I liked it so much that I went back for the Farm Machinery Show, which is in the exact same location 2 months later, 3 months later. October, November, December, January, I think it is. Don't know that I'll get to the Farm Machinery Show this year. Maybe I will. It's fun to hang out, but the Equip Expo, since it was my first time there, was really fun, and it was mostly fun to get to meet you in person, along with other content creators. You've heard us talk about this before. Like John Ritter was the first person I think I saw in person at the Equip Expo. John and I had never met in person before, but you feel like you did. In fact, when I was talking to, I think it was Neil from Dig Drive DIY, that might have been the Farm Machinery Show. Either way, doesn't matter. The point is, what I'm talking about is that Neil and I, we're talking, and then he said, we've met before, right? Like, it was that funny thing of we've talked on the phone, we've done the live stream together, we interact, and he was like, I could have sworn we met before, but we didn't. So that's how it is. You just feel like you get to know people. And that's why I'd like to see you at the Equip Expo. Reminder though, if you're going to go to the Equip Expo, it is not a free expo. The Farm Machinery Show is free, which is why it's pretty packed. Although the Equip Expo was super packed as well. It's not a free event, so you have to pay to go to the Equip Expo. And if you wait until the end, either pay at the door or early bird tickets, whatever, I don't know the price. Somebody can look it up, but I think it's like $75 to get in. Not cheap. So don't wait. If you're thinking about going, and if you're pretty sure you're going to go, buy the tickets now. I don't know what they cost right now, but I actually planned my trip right after last year. So I'm ready to go. Look at that. Chris thought the thumbnail was not AI generated. You are incorrect. It is in fact AI generated. That'd be a fun game, wouldn't it, if we show some images and say which is AI. I wouldn't say generated, enhanced. Partially AI generated. Last couple weeks, I did like full on AI generated thumbnails. I did the one last week with the tractor, and I asked AI to generate an image of a tractor made out of microphones, because I thought that'd be for like a podcast live stream. It made a weird looking tractor that, if you look close, it's made out of microphones. Kind of clever. So that was fully AI generated. The other images are AI enhanced. Hey Wade, how you doing? From Sabine River. Look, and there's Neil. I was just talking about Neil, talking about shows. See, I'm behind in the comments. So Neil's going to Paul Bunyan. Darn, I kind of would like to go to that, but I can't. Can't make it to that. Equip Expo, excellent. I'll see you there, Neil. Be looking forward to it. So yeah, if you're going, let me know. I'm going to keep scrolling through these comments. Manisto Key, Gord from GP Outdoors, Laser Nug, that's his secondary channel, made a business sign, made your business a sign. We should check that out for sure. Gord made this sign right here behind me. It's acrylic, and he was experimenting with his laser cutter, not a laser printer, laser cutter. So that is a clear plastic ring, just like the logo you see up here in the corner. So the sign is a clear plastic ring with black letters, all individually cut out, raised letters, and then the orange is an orange ring, and then the white letters are also individually cut out, raised letters, glued on. A lot of time went into this. Gord, as we know, is Gord a perfectionist? Probably is. He certainly is with his signs and that type of work. But his second channel is Laser Nug, and he does tutorials with the laser. What's it called? Laser cutter? That doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right to me. Anyway, check out Gord's secondary channel as well. John, thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate that. Really do. Very kind. That'll buy me a half a tank of gas for the Equip Expo. Perfect. Thank you. Hope Construction, first time in the last word, you will not be able to go. Oh, bummer. Did we meet up last year? I don't think we did. That's why it's important to reach out. And if you do go and if you see me, please come up to me and just say hi. And forgive me if I don't recognize you from the past or remember your name, because I kind of stink at that sometimes. But anyway, if you're there and if you see me, please come up and say hi. I really would appreciate that. And I'll probably have some stickers on me, so I'll give you a sticker. Question from Douglas. How far is New Jersey? Come on now, we don't talk like that down here in South Jersey. New Jersey from Louisville, it's about a 10-hour drive. I think I'm driving. I mean, I haven't booked any plane tickets yet, but I have to check because we have like miles and points. So it would be like a 2-hour flight, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to still look at that, although we're getting close now. And last time I looked briefly, I didn't see a direct flight. It was like you had to stop off. You had to go further west and stop and then come back. And then it was like a 6-hour flight or 6-hour trip. And then you think about it, you got to get to the airport an hour beforehand, so you got to leave 2 hours beforehand. And then, I mean, you're at the 10 hours anyway. I like to drive. 10 hours is a little much for a single day trip. Like, I could drive 8 hours in a day, and then I'm pretty tired. But if I do make the drive, I'll, I don't know. I'm not taking the camper this year. Last year I had the camper with me because I stopped in Tennessee afterwards to visit my family down there. So that was neat. I was able to camp in the Equip Expo parking lot because they have RV hookups in the parking lot, an RV section. So it was pretty neat. People were like, "Where are you staying?" I'm like, "I'm staying in the parking lot." I think that was funny because they didn't realize there were campers allowed. So that was fun, but I'm not going to haul the camper because that's going to turn the 10-hour trip into a 14-hour trip. It's going to burn easily twice as much fuel, and there's just no need for it. So not doing that. But I think I'm planning on driving, and I hope that is not a mistake. But I do like to drive. Just put some good music on. I got the Sirius satellite radio in the truck, so you never lose the station, you never lose reception, and that makes time go by really quick. Plus, you can stream. What's it called? Spotify. It's a techie kind of world, and I guess if you had to, you could listen to regular old FM radio. I can't believe AM's still a thing. I think we talked about that, and I think there's even a push for stopping AM. So there's like a group that's trying to save AM radio. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that because sometimes I listen to AM just to see what's out there. And of course, in the Ranger, we only have AM and FM radio in one speaker, passenger side speaker. So sometimes I'll hit the FM button because it gives you like 2 FM memory cycles and then AM, and So I listen, and it's pretty crummy. I mean, it's just really crummy in that you don't get good audio, you don't get good reception. The programming is not my style. That's all I'll say about that, because it might be your style, but it's not mine. Although some of it I like because it's so bad. There's kind of a running joke here in the house between me and Ann. I like bad TV. Like, I'm just intrigued by it. I liked. We didn't in this area. We didn't have really any local origination on the cable network. There was a thing years ago where when cable companies came into your community, they had to offer original local access programs, so local access channels. We had it available to us. I didn't know much about it at the time. I did video a few parades, and they played it on cable, and it was really exciting to be like, oh, my show's going to come on cable TV tonight, and you know, probably fewer people watch that than they're watching right now. But that was fun. But I'm just drawn to bad TV. Cable access shows, I don't know. It's very interesting to me. So the AM radio, some of that kind of fits that need for me, and I listen to it like, this is terrible. I can't stop listening. It's really bad, but I like it. What can I say? Hey, some of my early productions were bad TV, basically. All right, Equally Yoked Farm. Went to the Farm Machinery Show the last 2 years in a row. Totally loved it. Something that's really cool to do there is take the time to go across the river to Jeffersonville, Indiana, to Shimps. I don't know what that is. Tell us more. Tell us what that is. So, Phil will be at the Paul Bunyan Show. Very good. Yeah, people have said I really need to try and get out there. What is that? Is that in Ohio? I forget. But I just don't have time. Hunter would like to go? All right. Well, you know what, Hunter? If you do go, you know where to find me. Well, you don't know where to find me, but you know I'll be there. It's a huge place. I mean, it's miles. You get a lot of steps in. But anyway, you'll see me. I'm usually hanging out at a tractor booth somewhere. You know, looking at the different tractors. I don't know who's going to be there this year. I suppose I could look because I think it's already laid out. But you know, there was a nice Kubota booth, and TYM and LS and Coyote, and I'm getting a little confused between that and the Farm Machinery Show. In fact, listen, Kubota. John Ritter and I were walking around last year at the Equip Expo. There were no tractors there at the Equip Expo. Now I know it's kind of catered toward landscapers, and that's why they like mini excavators and things like that. But there was one little BX tractor at the outside area, but on the showroom floor there were no tractors. There were skid steers, there were mini excavators, there were UTVs, but no tractors. And the other companies all had tractors out. John Deere, again, Coyote, LS. And then, of course, at the Farm Machinery Show, Kubota was there, you know, fully stocked with tractors. So that was good to see. But that's, I'd like to see more tractors there. All right, Wade is a 12-hour drive from East Texas. That sounds so Smokey and the Bandit. Can you do it, Wade? How fast can you go from East Texas to Louisville? So are you driving, Wade? Should we leave? All right, I'm 10 hours. You're 12. So let's leave. Let's synchronize our clocks. Let's leave at the same time. I'll give you a 2-hour head start and see if we get there right at the same time. That'd be fun. That would be good. Chris, yes, put it on your bucket list and, you know, start planning for next year. You know it's going to be in that probably that same week of October. So start planning now. Am I a singer when I'm on the road? Listen, Chris, I'm an excellent singer when I'm on the road and alone. That's all I got to say about that. But nobody will ever know that. They'll never hear it. You'll never hear it from me. So is that true, John? AM doesn't work in electric vehicles? Or am I missing a joke here? Or is it a real thing? I would think that they wouldn't even put an AM radio in a car, but... Oh, interference, says Chris. Is that true, huh? Interference from AM radio. Here's another thing I used to do. I'm trying to think of what vehicle I had. One of my many vehicles when I was young, because from the time I was able to drive, I would love to buy cars and trucks, and I'd only keep them like 6 months and sell it and buy another one, and I did pretty well with that. Pretty well in that I kept it up. I was able to usually break even or make a little extra money from it. But I had one vehicle. I remembered it had a manual transmission. It might have been the Datsun pickup truck. And when you turned on the AM radio, you'd get interference from the engine. So the radio would go zzz, zzz, like you'd hear it buzzing through the radio. And I used to turn the radio on AM just so I could hear the interference as I was driving, because it was like a shifting sound. That's the weird entertainment when you're young. Although I would do it today, 30, 40 years later. How old am I? It must be 30 years later, 30 some years later. I'm still bad at math too. 18, that'd be 40 years. Yeah, from 17, that's an easy math problem. 17 to 57 is 40 years. 40 years ago, my goodness. Holy smokes. Okay. Doctor Who fan. I never really followed Doctor Who. I don't know if you're talking to me, Wade, or somebody else, but I liked Doctor Who, the Doctor Who of the 80s when I was a kid. Who was that? Tom Baker? Was that his name? With the big, afro hair. I did like Doctor Who then. I never understood until recently the whole premise of Doctor Who. I just knew they kept changing doctors, and I guess the thing is he goes back in time and he comes out as a different person, a lot like Quantum Leap or something like that. Anyway, I never followed Doctor Who, like the storyline of it. I just knew that I liked to watch it on PBS, and you'd see, and you know what I liked about it? It was bad television. It was filmed, this is an oxymoron, was filmed on video. It was recorded on videotape rather than film. A lot of shows back then used film. This was recorded on video, so it had like the streaks from the tube cameras. Before they had CCD chips and camcorders, they had Vidicon tubes in them, and that's why the old camcorders, you'd see like if a car went by, there'd be a streak of light that stayed behind because it burned that tube temporarily. Anyway, Doctor Who was like such low production value, such low production quality. I loved it. I loved watching it for that. It's very interesting. Right. So, see where these conversations go. You'd never know where it's going to go. Oh, thank you for the answer about schniffs or whatever you called it. Anyway, it's a confectionery store where everything is made there. You can actually watch them make candy. That sounds like my kind of thing. I would like that. I don't think I'll have time to do that, but I love candy. I'm waiting for the day that I'm told you have to stop eating candy, sugar. I know right now I should not. I'm not that bad with sugar. Again, the homemade iced tea, half cup of sugar for a gallon of iced tea, not too bad. But I generally drink this instead of soda, so I figure that's better. but I do like gummy bears and M&Ms and ice cream. So I do like sugar. So comment from David W. I didn't see the video from Stony Ridge. I should watch that. I saw he had a video that says he was sick. So David's saying that Stony Ridge Farmer got a Lone Star tick bite. And that's the one that makes you basically allergic to red meat. And it can last for years and years. That is not fun. I know we have that. I think we have those ticks everywhere, but I think we have them in New Jersey. That would be horrible. So I appreciate you filling us in on that. I'll have to go watch his video and learn more about that. So Chris watched Smoking the Bandit last week at the beach. I could watch Smoking the Bandit over and over and over again. Just the first one. First one is just perfect. Second one is funny. Third one is the worst, probably the worst movie ever made, at least to be released by a major movie maker. Smoking the Bandit 3 was just absolute horrible. Did anybody like that movie? If you did, I don't know. I'm not going to criticize you, but that was the worst movie ever made. So bad. All right. So John says the AM radio works in his Prius, which is not fully electric, but partially electric. So you still have that, John. I know that was John drove that to the expo last year. Like, he had just bought this old Prius and trusted it for a long trip. But he made it. Did it well. Yes. Oh, so Wade, yeah, you're talking about bad TV and Doctor Who. Well, that was the connection. All right. That's funny. I can't think of any other bad TV shows that I liked, but I like them. Yes, Hunter, Jerry Reed, one of my favorites. Really enjoyed Jerry Reed. Harriet's Chariot, was that the one with the roller coaster? No, that was Smoking the Bandit 2, I believe, with the roller coaster, where they destroyed the roller coaster. Yeah, I believe that was 2. Smoking the Bandit Part 3 had Jackie Gleason in it and Jerry Reed, but not Burt Reynolds. I think there was a cameo, which might have just been lifted off some other old footage. But Smoking the Bandit 3, that was like Canada against the U.S., and there was like the Canadian bounty. Oh, it was Jackie Gleason had a twin brother who was a Canadian Mountie. Is that what they call him? So bad. So bad. No, the second one, Smoking the Bandit, was with Charlotte, the elephant, and Dom DeLuise, and that movie wasn't as good, but it had its moments. It was a little bit heartwarming. So, I mean, whenever there's an animal in the movie, it's got to be pretty good. Really, Chris? 14? Like, what's the lowest you can get? Because that's even probably too much. I can criticize Smoking the Bandit Part 3 because Smoking the Bandit Part 1, the original, is like one of my top all-time favorite movies. So I will give them high marks for 1, and I can trash Part 3. So we're not talking about tractors here much, but we're talking about movies, and that's always fun too, because everybody, has opinions about movies. Favorite movies for me, you might remember this, we've talked about this. Smoking the Bandit, not in this order. Smoking the Bandit. It's a mad, 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 mad world. I love that movie. Duel. D-U-E-L. With Dennis Weaver, Steven Spielberg's very first film. I love that movie. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Call Me Dorky. I love that movie. I just watched the Pee Wee as himself documentary last night. I actually paid for it on Amazon Prime because I kept waiting for it to come out on one of the other streaming platforms like Prime or Netflix or one of those other ones, and it just wasn't available for free. So I paid for it, and I thought that's okay. I actually own it now. I mean, I guess I could have rented it, but I paid like $8 for it. It's 2 episodes, so it's like 3.5 hours of content. Anyway, I paid for it because I thought, you know what? Like, why am I waiting around for this? If I pay the $7 or $8 for it, I'm helping the platform. I'm helping the guy who produced the film. Anyway, I really enjoyed it quite a bit. Quite a bit. Talladega Nights. That's, you know what? I have to rewatch that, Chris. I really do. I know it has its moments, but I don't know if I watched it the whole way through. I think I'll like it more if I watch it again. So, for sure. Anyway, I got to, I'll probably make a video when I put these on, but remember I did the video with the Woodland Mills wood chipper, the TF68 Pro, and last time I was using it, I noticed that it was not grabbing the limbs the way it should, and what I found was that the roller, which on the WC68, the roller is held down with 2 really heavy-duty springs, and that's what keeps the roller pressed down, and when you feed the limb into it, the roller's pinching that limb. So the TF68 Pro has these fancy stainless steel shocks on the side, like struts, and I found that they were not grabbing, so the struts must have springs built in, and I was able to just pick the roller up by hand, and I called Woodland Mills, and they're like, nah, you shouldn't be able to do that. So both of those struts went bad. I don't know how you know if one of them goes bad, but they both went bad. They sent me new struts. I've not opened the box yet, but I need to put those on and do some more tests with that. So I'll be doing that shortly. And I also am hoping to make a video. This is like a spoiler alert, or what's to come. But you know, I did the video with the Bama light in the forest, mulching up the Japanese barberry, which is a highly invasive bush that grows. It takes over big sections of the woods. I mean, this area, as I said in the video, you couldn't even walk through it. Just a mess. So I did that, and it's part of our CSP grant program through the USDA that compensates us for managing the forest and taking care of this invasive species, creating habitat. It's a government program, and we signed up for it. We applied for it. We are receiving an annual payment for, I think, 5 years to manage the forest. And I thought, well, that could make an interesting topic. I'd like to talk about that some more because people have questions about it. So I did reach out to the USDA, and I've got a gentleman who is willing to talk to me on camera about this program, about other programs. So if you're a landowner, whether it's a farm or forest, and you want to learn more, there are programs available to landowners to help fund or compensate us for some of the work we do. They recognize that you're spending a lot of time, you're spending a lot of money, and you don't have to do this at all. Like, we could leave that forest and never touch it again. The barberry would take over. So they recognize that we are willing to kind of help the habitat, the environment there. So there's some good programs out there. So I'm hoping to get together with him, and I don't know what the video will look like. I'm hoping just a conversation, but I'd like to share some information with folks. Of course, you can learn all this with your own research on the web, but I think it would introduce people to some of these programs. Ours is the CSP, Conservation Stewardship Program, I think is what it's called. All right. Now you're all going down the road with movies, good movies, bad movies, old movies. Anyway, yeah, there are certain movies that I just could watch over and over. The other one, this is not really a movie. Ann and I love Lonesome Dove, the miniseries from, I think it was even 1989. I even had the year memorized. What was it? 4 episodes, made for TV, and just love it. Robert Duvall, Tommy Lee Jones. I would say, and I think others have said, and I think Robert Duvall himself says, that it was his best performance ever. It's an amazing story. I imagine the book is incredible if you're a reader of books, which I've never had the patience to sit down and read a whole book, like so many words. But the movie, they always say the book is better than the film, so I can't imagine how good the book is, because we love that film. I was going to say we watch it every winter. It's like our wintertime thing when we're kind of hunkered down for winter, and we didn't get to it last year, so we have to do it this year. And if you're listening, cue up Lonesome Dove. Let's watch it maybe in January, February, when it's really cold. Maybe we'll get a blizzard, we'll get snowed in, we can watch Lonesome Dove for all 4 episodes straight through. I think it's 4. It's either 3 or 4. I think it's 4. Yeah, Back to the Future is an all-time great, for sure. I'll have to go back and look at these comments and see what suggestions there are. So, fun times, for sure. Checking my phone. I was just thinking, wouldn't that be funny if folks are texting me saying, we can't hear you. Thanks, Chris, 1989. Yeah, I just remembered that. And what got me with Lonesome Dove was back when it was on TV, or maybe when I got the VHS tapes, I had a stereo system. Remember back in the 80s, 90s, we used to buy these stereos with record player, or sometimes cassette, CD, and we had these speakers that were 3 feet tall, and I wired them into my TV, so I had the sound system basically before we really had surround sound. We don't have it now, but you know, before that was a big thing. I just had it wired into my stereo, and the music from Lonesome Dove is what really just brought me in. I love the soundtrack. I sometimes just listen to the soundtrack of Lonesome Dove. It's so perfect. It's so good. That's all I got to say about that. It's just so good. All right, ready? Let's do the sticker giveaway for both these stickers. I didn't catch any new viewers tonight. I don't know if there are any new viewers tonight, but I'm going to say this anyway, that the way this works is I'm going to share a word or a phrase on the screen. This is for live viewing only, so YouTube, Facebook, during the live stream only. If you're watching this in a replay, obviously it's not going to work. I'm going to share a word or a phrase on the screen. You're going to type that word or phrase in the live chat exactly the way you see it, uppercase or lowercase, it doesn't matter, but you're going to type it exactly the way you see it, and then through the magic of computers and the internet and this web program, a random person will be picked. So, sticker giveaway tonight. Enter in the live chat. Enter in the live chat. Hashtag win one. Hashtag win one. That's the magic word for tonight. Good guess, Margaret. Hashtag movie. Not right though. Hashtag win one. And you could win one tonight. You could live anywhere in the world, and I will mail these to you. You can see the number of entries there. Not a whole lot. Got a good chance of winning. Okay. Well, we're going to let this music play out, and then we'll draw. Just like Christine. Just like Greg. Just like, look at Richard, all uppercase, that's okay. Hashtag win one. Make sure you use the hashtag, no spaces. Good job, Thomas. Margaret. Bob. Jennifer. Good luck. Joseph Corelli. Screwed that up. Joseph, congratulations. You are tonight's sticker giveaway winner. How about an applause for Joseph? All right. Listen, Joseph, you know the rules, or maybe you don't. But here's what you have to do. I need your name. There's your name. But anyway, resend it to me. I need your name and your mailing address so I can send these to you. So I'm going to flash my email address up here momentarily so you can see what my email address is. There it is. Did you get it? Good. I'm just kidding. There it is. Contact mcgtv@gmail.com and send me your name and postal mailing address, and I will mail these stickers to you as soon as I can. Usually within a few days. Congratulations, Joseph. Bam, there we go. So, what else before we wrap up here this evening? I am indeed happy that you're here. And I do appreciate your feedback in the comments of the videos. They mean a lot to me, especially if you benefit from the video and you just want to comment on that, or if you have suggestions for other videos or questions about something that I could possibly answer for you. Being the non-expert that I am, I'd be happy to make a video about that. Yeah. So, we're still naming movies. Okay. Power Guy. This is an interesting topic, and we'll have to pick this up some other time, but be glad you're in the north, not the south. Infested with kudzu. We see that when we're driving. We're like, what is that? Way worse than Japanese barberry. I wonder how you control that. Wow. Kudzu vines can grow 1 foot per day, so that's like bamboo. But gosh, yeah, we drive down 95 or whatever, and we see that stuff, and it's like a blanket that covers. It's pretty, but it's also killing everything probably in its sight. It just grows. It's like a blanket of green over everything, and it's a mess, I'm sure. I have been on a mission to kill all the poison ivy in the woods. I know I'm not going to get it all, but I have cut the vines. Some of these vines are probably 30 years old or more, 40, 50 years old. This big around of poison ivy vines. And we cleared some new trails a couple weeks ago, so that gave me access to the lower part of the forest, and now I'm seeing more poison ivy. We took a walk today, and a place where we walk all the time. All the time, we're walking. I'm like, wait a minute. That tree is covered with poison ivy. Been walking past it now for 2 years. Missed it. And it's right in front of me. So I'm going to get out there maybe tomorrow and just cut the vines carefully. I did get some poison ivy a couple weeks ago because I didn't have gloves on, and I was using the chainsaw. I was not touching anything, but I guess it just, the chips must have hit my hand, and I got a little poison ivy. But I have, like in the last month, I've probably cut 15 vines, and good sized vines. And I love going back there like 3 days later and seeing all the poison ivy leaves up in the tree, because they cover the tree and they all are wilting and dying, and I'm like, success. I will get you, poison ivy. I will eradicate you. So, no, Mark, poison ivy is in the leaves, it's in the vine, it's an oil that's in everything. They're the little hairy vines, big hairy vines that you see growing up the trees, big hairy vines. That has the poison ivy oil in it. You don't see it. It's never like dripping. It's not like sap. You'll never see it, but it's in the wood chips when I cut it with a saw. You got to watch it doesn't get in your eyes. You can't burn it because you could inhale it. It's throughout everything. So stay clear of that for sure. Well, look, thanks for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. I'm so thankful that you start your week off with me like this, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy chatting with you. I enjoy looking at your conversations with each other, and we will do this again. There may be a few days where I can't do this, but I'll try and let you know that day. Should be here next week, but yeah, might miss a few Mondays coming up here, but that'll be all the more special when we get back together. Anyway, thanks for being here. Have a great week. Happy first day of fall, and the weather is changing like clockwork. Leaves are coming down, and it's happening. So get your firewood ready. Thanks again. As always, I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time.